All right, I can't do our weigh-in without our weighmaster. He is a Bass staff member, Mr. Alan Pierce. Let's give him a round of applause. He's the hardest working man on stage in these tournaments. And let's get ready to roll. But one thing we have to always do, we got to check your energy. I want you guys to blow so hard that get so loud that we stop this wind. So on 3, I'll twirl the towel. Let's hear it because we got a huge crowd. I think this is the largest crowd since Okeechobee, and you guys really turned out. So on 3, I want to hear it. Clarendon County, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. That was your test. We got to double it because they work. I don't want to say any angler doesn't work harder than any other angler, but I can promise you they worked really hard today, especially in these conditions. So let's make sure we know how hard they work. So on 3, let's do it one more time for a good 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's bring him up. He was coming into 10th place today after he rolled out as his second top 10 this season at Oxford, Alabama, with a 2-day total of 47-12. It's Matt Adams. All right, Matt, step on up. Again, his second top 10. We're only 3 events in, and you've had a great start to your season. 5 in the bag. You need just 8 pounds, 4 ounces to take over the lead. He's got it, 15 pounds and 5 ounces on those 4 fish. 3-day total of 63 pounds and an ounce, and Matt Adams is going to get some very valuable elite qualifier points. Again, his second top 10 of the season so far. And not to mention a nice check after this one. Let's hear from Matt Adams, your new leader. I do have to call Matt out a little bit. I remember the conversation very vividly. He was like, man, I'm going to be lucky if I even catch a fish on day number 1, and here we sit on day number 3, and you're in the lead.
It won't last very long, but, yeah, the practice was rough. I think the issue for me was never being here before and worried about keeping a lower unit for one day. So travel issues and I found 2 bites the second to last day of practice. After I found those 2 bites, I figured that's about all I've got. I might as well go ahead and stay with it.
I mean, it worked out for you. I mean, again, we're coming out here with a top 10, very valuable points, and the CQ thing's going okay right now.
Yeah, it can go bad in a hurry, too, though. It'll humble you in a hurry. That's one thing I know about this sport, so we're going to enjoy it while we can.
Break it down. How'd you get it done this week?
I don't even know. I don't know. I basically had one area that I had to break down as a separate lake in its own. So it was grind. Like yesterday, I had a late check. I caught a 6.5 and a 6.2 with 30 minutes to go. So just God willing, I was able to put something together at the end of yesterday, and here I am.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank, number one, I want to thank the crowd. This crowd's amazing. Y'all, I mean, for this many people to show up on this kind of weather, this is impressive. I've got to give a shout-out to my guys that are running my business back at Gadsden, Alabama to show. Brian Smith, Blake Haney, thank y'all. My sponsors, PTG Outdoors, Frog Togs, Davis Bait Company, Spear Point, Thump Gel, First Choice Properties, and a new one, Waterland. So I couldn't do this without them.
We know that's true. Let's hear it for him. He's your new leader. We've only weighed in one angler. 63-1, his 2-day total, a 3-day total. We've got 3 days in. All right, next angler up. He is back at the Bass stage. Let's get loud for Brooklyn, Texas pro Dakota Ebear. 49-7 through his 2 days of fishing. Looks like another good day out there. 5 in the bag to unseat Matt. You need 13-11. Oh, yeah. 21 pounds and 13 ounces, and Dakota Ebear moves into first place with a 3-day total of 71-4. One round of applause for Matt Adams. Great week this week. And Dakota Ebear now gets to call himself the leader here on day number 3 of the St. Croix Bassmaster Open in Santee Cooper Lakes. First top 10 of the year. It's got to feel good.
Yeah, man. We've been working really hard, so glad to finally be here on day 3.
How'd you get it done?
You know, this week was my first time ever seeing Santee. I've always dreamed of coming here, and it was everything that I could have ever expected. Very overwhelming at first, though, you know. So I was able to kind of narrow down which trees to look for, looking for those staging fish and spawning fish, and mainly fished right here in Marion. Had a lot of fun, caught a lot of fish. It was great.
You guys got a pretty cool channel rolling, too. You're going to be able to, hopefully we'll be able to see you break it down this whole week and kind of watch you put the puzzle together to right now in first place.
Yeah, absolutely. We're doing everything on YouTube. Strike King and Lose is also doing a Kings of Bass series. They were actually filming with Tristan McCormick, so you'll see how he was able to break it down as well. But it's been a great week, man. A lot of people have been watching. I really appreciate all the support. I got to give all the glory to God. He's blessed me so much to be able to pursue chasing my dream, and hopefully we'll be at that Elite Series this next year coming up. So it's been great. I left a couple minutes early. I wasn't really sure how rough it was going to be. I wanted to make sure I took care of my fish and my cameraman. But that Nitro Z21 XL handled those waves just as easily as it could have been. And I had about an extra 20 minutes I should have fished because I caught a 610 and a really good one right at the end of the day. So I hated to leave, but hey, look, better be safe than sorry. So it's been a good week.
Well, you sat in that seat as a college angler. You've never sat in it as a pro, and here you go.
Yeah, here we go. This is exciting, man.
Have a seat. Let's hear it for your new leader, Dakota Ebear. All right. There were two. Let's bring up the next one. He's a former high school All-American, a current college angler, too, out of Ocilla, Georgia. Come on up, Parker Guy. 51-1 through his 2 days. To unseat Dakota, you need 20 pounds and 4 ounces. Looking for 20 pounds and 4 ounces. 18 pounds and 10 ounces up to second place for the current collegiate angler with a 3-day total of 69.11. Again, a former high school All-American. He has worked his way through up all of the Bassmaster platforms and is paying off because he has a top 10 here, currently in second place. Let's hear it for Parker Guy out of Georgia. All right, let's talk fishing first. Parker, I know it was an awesome week. How'd you get it done?
Man, last day of practice on the half day, I happened to stumble across this area that I got bid in on Monday, and I caught 1 4-pounder in there. So I took the half day for my advantage. I went in there, I put a Cinco in my hand, and I started flipping trees, and I got bid on the first 3 trees I fished. So I just put my head down and went in there all 3 days, and it turned out.
Definitely a special week for you. Not bad for your first venture as a pro on the open side. But I did mention that. I mean, you've kind of come through. You've come through the high school platform, our All-American program, and then college. You're still a current college angler, but you jumped into these opens, and I can't help but think that's helped train you to this point.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I've been working this my whole life. My dad, I got to give all the credit to him. He instilled fishing in me when I was about 3 years old, and man, we started a bass fishing team in my high school back in, gosh, it was probably 2014, 2015, and then progressed to college, and here I am now.
So we know we got your parents, but who else you want to say higher thanks to?
I just want to say thanks to everybody back home that's watching on FS Live. I had a ton of friends and family watching. I want to say thanks to FX Custom Rods. Man, that 7.3 heavy fast, I was able to feel those real finicky bites when the wind was blowing. But, yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody. The crowd is amazing. This fishery is absolutely insane, and it showed out.
Take it all in. Let's hear it for Parker Guy. You're not going to forget that name. All right. The next one, another college angler. He holds, a former college angler, the 2-day record in the college series, and now he's a Bassmaster Classic qualified angler. He won the Harris Chain Open last year, the final event in the 2023 season. Let's welcome him up out of Kentucky. It's Matt Messer. 51-7 was his 2-day total to unseat Dakota. You need 19-14. Looking for 19-14. 3 fish worth 14 pounds and 9 ounces up to third place for Matt Messer with a 3-day total of 66 pounds even. And if you're watching live early, you saw Matt started off with a bang, a big 7-pounder, and it's in that bag, and it was an awesome start to live. Let's hear from Matt. And that was a great start, and I know it got your blood pumping.
Yeah, it got it pumping. It's just tough to get more bites. I had a rough practice, really, but found that one area that I caught a couple good ones in, and it ended up just keep on reloading. And I was around the right fish to really make some damage in this thing, but couldn't get 5 of them today, and it was just end up weighing a couple rats earlier in the week.
So how did you said you had a rough practice, but what were kind of those clues that put you to where you got to here on day 3?
I was just in like a absolute textbook staging spot. I was on a big spawning flat, and then there was just like a little depression in it that maybe got down to like 6 feet of water, had a hydrilla in it, and they were just rolling in piles. And I was sit there throwing a Berkeley slobber knocker in a trap all week. It just ended up getting some bites.
I liked it. It was fun watching you chunk and wine. All right, we're going to get some thank yous in a minute, but we got a small tournament coming up, the Bass Pro Bassmaster Classic presented by Jockey Outdoors right there in Tulsa, Oklahoma on Grand Lake that we're going to start prepping for next. Couple hours. Practice starts next weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to shift gears and head to the Super Bowl of bass fishing.
Yeah, first I got to get all the bolts and screws back in my boat and get all my grass back on. This place got rough today, but pretty excited for that one. That's it's been something I've dreamed about fishing my entire life, and now I finally get the chance to. Hopefully I can keep the ball rolling. Got some momentum going into it and catch a few.
Anybody you want to say hi or thank you to?
Yeah, absolutely. All my family and friends back home. I've got a ton of people back home that support me, and man, all my sponsors. I want to thank the good Lord. None of this is possible without Him, and all my sponsors really helped me out. It's a wild dream I'm chasing. Get a lot of help to do it.
All right, let's be pulling for him. Good job. Great week this week, Matt Metzer, and y'all be following along as he tries to take home the Classic trophy. All right, like I said, he second top 10 in a row. He's probably going to emerge. I think unofficially we know that's going to happen as the Tackle Warehouse EQ points leader at the end of this tournament. He is from Ontario, Canada. Let's get loud for Evan Kung. Step on up. 52-3 through his 2 days of fishing. Again, his second top 10 in a row. He had a top 10 at Lake Ouachita a couple of weeks back. 5 in the bag to unseat Dakota. You need 19-2, 5 fish worth 10 pounds, 8 ounces. Jumps you up to 5th place. Grab those real quick, Evan. Let's hold them up. 3-day total of 62.11. It's in 5th place. That is over a 20-pound average. And let's hear it for the Ontario EQ angler. Fishing really well right now. Good finish at Okeechobee, top 10 at Ouachita, and a top 10 here. And we just got to keep the momentum rolling for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I was just hoping to survive these southern ones before we start heading up north, but it's gone better than I could ever expect it so far.
You headed Logan to get a little practice time in?
I went before I came here.
Okay. You going back home, or are you going to stay down where it's nice and warm?
I'm going to go back home. I haven't been home in 2 months, and sleeping in the truck is not fun anymore.
Well, tell us how you broke it down, Santee Cooper Lakes this week.
I had a horrible practice, and I went to an area where I saw a few fish on beds, and they were just flooding in there. It didn't help that Dakota was in there with me. He was stinging some of my fish, but we did what we could.
All right, well, who you want to say hi and thank you to? Special season so far.
Thank you to you guys for putting this all on, everyone for showing up, everyone back home, getting lots of calls, texts, messages, everything. All my sponsors for really helping out, and see you in a couple months.
That's 2 top 10s in a row for him. Let's hear it for Evan. Good job. You're going to be your EQ points leader. The good news now is you're still here, and the longer you sit here, the more money you get.
Yeah, this is pretty cool, man. I know they got some hammers behind us, and it is what it is. But it's been a great week, man.
It has been. Let's see how long he can last. He jumped off to a quick start too. He's sponsored by St. Croix and 7. Let's get loud for the Minnesotan. Chad Grigsby coming on up. 53-1 through his 2 days of fishing. 4 in the bag today to unseat Dakota. You need 18-4. Gonna be a little shy, but still a great finish. 16 pounds and 6 ounces, 69.7 his 3-day total. And I think you will be taking on that St. Croix and 7 contingency. That's an additional $2,000 courtesy of St. Croix and 7. And we're rolling out of here in 3rd place. And we haven't even been north yet, so that's got to be rewarding. Got to feel good.
Yeah, I love this place. I've been here 4 or 5 times, and it's always been good to me. It's the style I like to fish, and when we come in the spring, I really like it. And it was a fun week. I just wish I would have had a cameraman with me yesterday.
29 pounds. It was awesome. But, again, that was just 4 fish, not even a limit. You almost got, 16 pounds. That's 4 good ones right there.
Yeah, that one I just held up, I had one on that was about like that one, and they're so mean here and so aggressive. I couldn't do anything with it, and it just pulled off. But that's fishing.
Like a bladed jig, fishing around spawning areas?
Yep. Every one I caught on a bladed jig, and they were spawning. It's dirty water, so I couldn't see, which is fine with me. And it was just a great week. Had a lot of fun.
You get a lot of points out of it. Who you want to say higher thanks to?
Yeah, for one, you just mentioned them, St. Croix and 7. They're, been great. I've been with them for a long time, not 7, but you guys got to check out those reels. FVP batteries, Vexus boats, Mercury Marine. Just with all these guys, it's just, I got Blackfish and all-terrain jigs. Without those guys, I couldn't do what I love to do. So I want to thank everyone that sponsors me. I'm sure I'm forgetting a few.
You've done it's been a great week for you. Let's hear for Chad Grigsby out of Maple Grove, Minnesota, 69-7. All right. Now I get to come talk to you after each person. This guy's a little bit of a hammer.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been fishing against Scott since my rookie year on the FLW Tour, you know, so this ain't nothing new. And he's beat me a few times, too, so I'm kind of used to it.
He's kind of fishing a little free, you know. He's already punched his ticket to the Classic next year, and he can just go out and swing at him.
Hey, he is fishing good, but, you know, good competition makes you better, and I'm going to get him one of these days.
Let's see if you get him today. As you heard me say a second ago, he is your Lake Okeechobee champion, already qualified for the 2025 Bassmaster Classic out of Clewiston, Florida. Let's get loud for Bassmaster Elite Series angler Scott Martin. 5 in there. You had a special day if you watched it on live. 18-2 to take over the lead. He's got it 27 pounds even. 3-day total of 80 pounds and 3 ounces. Let's hear it for Dakota Ebear. It's going to be a great finish for him. He's in second now. Again, a 3-day total for Scott Martin of 80 pounds and 3 ounces. He set the record just about a month ago with over 90 pounds to win at Okeechobee, and here he is with 80 pounds through 3 days at Santee Cooper. You know, Scott, they were talking about it on live. We'll have to do a little bit of math, but your daily average for your bags caught in the Opens is pretty solid this year.
It's been a fantastic couple of months because the fork I did pretty good too there a couple of days, and yeah, it's been fun. My hand hasn't healed. It's been the longest I've had that mark on my hand in my life, but look, the Lord's blessed me a ton this year already. I had a great event here. Couldn't ask for more. Practice was a little tough, but a lot of the guys are saying. It's those little things that you pay attention to in practice that kind of give you an idea, give you a little hope, and then you hone in. And on a lake like this, where you've got stable weather and fish are coming to you, all you need is just a little bit, and a little bit can go a long way. And I think everybody had their own area. Everybody's around this lake in different places, and fish just kept showing up every single day. So, it was awesome. I caught my fish this week pretty much on one thing, the bandito bug. That's what I caught them at Okeechobee. And I tell you, that thing's magical. I don't know. They like it this time of the year during the spring. They chew it really, really good. And it was awesome. Can't say enough about lures. I've been fishing with new lure rods, P-line, all that stuff is good. I didn't lose any fish this week. Just fish clean. And again, it was just, I'm probably 1 fish short. I don't know what it's going to be. I didn't really look. But, man, Dad spent a lot of time here over the years. And we fished a couple tournaments now here. And I haven't done all that great in those previous ones, but I sure do like it now.
Oh, man, I mean, this is awesome. 80 pounds and 3 ounces. At the beginning of the year, if I told you I'm going to give you a 3-day total of 80 pounds and 3 ounces to pick which one that would be, would you? I mean, we know they're big ones here, but I think you probably would have said Okeechobee.
Absolutely. 80 pounds any day of the week is probably going to be real close to winning any tournament ever. And it was just, again, a true blessing, and I just can't thank the fans enough for showing up. You guys are special. I love hanging out here. Met so many great people. The Clarendon Club, Whitney, Phillips, and the whole Phillips family has been awesome to us this whole week. And the last thing I got to say, a big love you to my wife. She's been holding down the fort for over 21 days now, and that's a tough job. Way tougher than what I've been doing. So, honey, I'm heading home here in a minute. So hopefully I get a trophy of some sort, whether it's big or small, and I'm heading south.
You get to go home. That is the one guarantee. We don't know where you're going to end up, but I know where you're going right now is in that hot seat. All right, and then there were 3. It's his first top 10 in the Opens. He's an EQ angler. We're 3 events in. He calls Gunnersville, Alabama home, and he was awesome to watch on live today. Let's get loud for Laker Howell as he comes up. 53-12 through his 2 days. To unseat Scott, you need 26-8. 53-12 through 2 days, looking for 26-8. 26 pounds, 13 ounces, and he's going to move into first place with a 3-day total of 80 pounds and 9 ounces. And Laker Howell is now your new leader. I don't think we said this on the Bassmaster stage here in a while, but as he gets ready to hold these up, everybody Howell for Lake Howell as he's your new leader. Round of applause for Scott Martin, your Lake Okeechobee champion. Thank you, Scott.
I got to say one thing. I fished with his dad as a co-angler, and I tell you what, Randy, I'm really proud of this kid right here. He's got big things going for him. Laker Howell's a real deal. Congratulations.
Yeah, he's the real deal. Here we are. Let that sink in. Laker Howell. Look at that place right there. First place on my screen. You want to call it right now?
I would love that. Y'all go throw your fish back, and we'll go to the house. Everybody gets a check. We'll be happy. But it can't end like that. I know I'm gonna be over here about to throw up for a second, but golly, dude, I think I'm one shy. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I think I'm one shy. But we made that run all the way down to the lower lake all 3 days, and let me tell you something right now. Y'all are crazy. The stuff you run out here. Okay, so I followed them two right there. He's a local in the back right there. So I followed them through the brickyard, and I've never run that before. And I'm going to tell you what, that was spooky, dude. Y'all laughing because you know what it's like. It was spooky. Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, we got down there, and I mean, I had a terrible practice. Everybody's saying that, but it's the truth. Those females just showed up, like, last second. And I don't really know why or how they just started coming in there all of a sudden, but I was down Moultrie in a very public area, and I had it to myself except for yesterday. I had one other boat in there with me, so I mean we just did circles because that's all I had. I caught 1 6-pounder in there in practice, and God, I got to give the glory to God because He let every one of them fish come in there without a doubt, because my practice was not that. Okay, this is the biggest weight I've ever had in a tournament by far, and like if I had told you that I was going to have that at the end of the week, I would have told you you're crazy, but
80 pounds and 9 ounces through 3 days. I don't know. I'm going to say it's 26, almost a 27-pound average.
Oh, my goodness. I don't even know how it can get much better than that. That's awesome. I mean, I will say this. It's about to be cool watching the last guy come up here in just a second because it is going to be a shootout. But that right there, I didn't lose any fish this week. I didn't break any off. I caught every bass that bit. So, God let me catch everything, and I can't say I fished dirty, but man, I got to thank all my sponsors. I got to thank my family for coming out here. My dad, my wife, and my mama drove all day today just to get it. They were driving like 90 miles an hour to get it.
The tournament director bumps it up an hour and a half. Sorry, Howells. You had to floor it from Guntersville, but they made it.
Yeah, he said they were flying to get here, man. But, God, it's just so cool to have them out there watching me and being here at Bassmaster, making a top 10, the first one. This is cool. And I'd love to carry that trophy home, but we'll see how it turns out. I don't know. But, gosh, yeah. I guess that's it. Let's see how it turns out.
Have a seat in that hot seat. You've never been there before on this stage. Let's hear it for him. Goodness gracious, Santee Cooper. To beat Laker, we're going to have more than 80 pounds and 9 ounces. That lake really showed out this week. All right, let's welcome him up. He came into today in second place out of Lamar, South Carolina, as Ronnie McCoy. Step on up, Ronnie. 2 in there today. 54-15 through your 2 days. You need 2 really big ones. You need 25-11 with those 2. 7 pounds and 2 ounces. Going to jump into ninth place. Reach in there. Let's hold him up. 3-day total of 62-1. Still over a 20-pound average for Ronnie through the week. And that's with just 2 today. So let's hear it for Ronnie. He did a great job this whole week. In ninth place right now. Ronnie, unfortunately, it didn't happen today. We kind of got to go in late in the day, and we were all pulling for it. We had a huge crowd watching, but great week this week.
Yeah, I heard somebody call me a senior citizen on live.
It wasn't me. I don't know who did that. We'll get to the bottom of it.
I mean, since that's public now, I get all the discounts at Hardee's and Bojangles and everywhere else. So I know I'm the oldest one in the crowd in the top 10. So, no, man, I got to give all the glory to God. This week's been a great week. The first 2 days, I had 2 really good days. Didn't lose any fish. I was in an area on the lower lake, and I got down there this morning, and it was absolutely blowed out. So we spent 2 hours down there. Me and my cameraman, he's a great guy. I hope I get to get with him again. Didn't catch fish. And then so from there it was just start fishing where you could get out of the wind. And so I managed to, had a few bites. But altogether, man, this is a beautiful lake. There's a lot of fish in here. And since, I'm a local here as well, if you don't see it, don't worry about it, and don't let out the gas.
That's the only adage. You can't see it, you can't hear it. Hit it.
Exactly. Yeah, so don't worry about it. But, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Advanced Land and Timber, located out of Lexington, South Carolina. I'm a licensed real estate agent with them, and they're licensed in like 7 states. Marshall's Marine, Berkeley fishing, Abu Garcia fishing, Marshalls, I already said Marshalls, Power Pole, Bob's, and Palmetto State Army Fishing Outpost out of Columbia. So they got several stores across the southeast. Give them a stop by.
Sounds good. Good job. Let's hear it for Ronnie McCoy.
One more thing. I do love each and every one of my grandkids, my kids, my girlfriend, and all my friends that come out here to see me today, too. Thank y'all for coming out.
They're troopers. Good job. Let's hear it for Ronnie McCoy. All right, I know you're ready, but we're not ready. I know some people are ready. The Austins. Lakers ready. I think Lakers ready. You all right?
No, I'm not. No. Let's just end it. Is that okay? I'll give you half. Oh, my goodness, dude. I feel like the one thing that I could have done different is if I had known this place a little bit better, I would have stayed where I was for a little bit longer. Because I left with like an hour and 10 to go, and I was in the lower lake. So, I didn't know how bad the waves were going to get. And they were bad, but I could have fished probably an extra 10, 15 minutes down there, and who knows, you can always have ifs, ands, and buts, but I guess we'll see how it goes. This is about to get real.
It is about to get real, I can promise you that.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think I know the outcome, but I just bring him up here and weigh him. Come on.
Well, unfortunately, I can't do that yet. Killing you. First thing we got to do is we got to bring him up. This is how we do this on the Opens. We bring him up to chat. Let's bring up your Day 2 leader, Kyle Austin, out of Ridgeville, South Carolina. An EQ angler. I think we call this lake home. It's been a special week.
Yeah, it's definitely, people say it's in my backyard. I actually live in Ridgeville, South Carolina. I'm closer to Lake Moultrie, that area. But ever since I was a kid, man, I've been in this park a lot, watching Bassmasters weigh in, watching local tournaments weigh in. And then I finally got a shot to fish out here, and, man, this lake is special.
What we like to do is, get a chance to thank everybody because it's about to get crazy on this stage should it go to Lakers. So let's get some thank yous in. Who you want to recognize?
Yeah, I first want to thank my wife, her family, my mom, my dad.
Special. This means a lot to these guys.
You did awesome, dude. Good job.
Just everybody out here. I got a lot of fans, man. I fish against a lot of these guys on this lake, and they beat me like a drum. 90% of the time.
I doubt any of them were following you around today, though.
No, I really didn't have any of them following around today. It was kind of quiet out there. I mean, all week I really didn't see a whole lot of boats. It really surprised me in some of the areas there weren't boats. There wasn't a lot of bites I had. I used, as far as being a local here, they get on a lot of the same trees and stuff every year. And this tournament kind of lined up where fish were moving every day. They were coming to the bank. They were staging up. And for me, I kind of had that confidence. I knew which trees they were going to get on. Just kept running them. And man, I caught almost 8-pounder yesterday, and I caught another one close to it today. So,
you ready?
Oh, I've been ready.
All right, go get them. Don't come up yet, though, Laker. I need you right here. Laker is not going to make this easy because Kyle, his 2-day total was 55-15. He needs 24-11 to unseat Laker. We guys ready? We're ready to crown a champion. He doesn't need just 5 pounds. He needs a big bag, 24-11. He's got 5 in the bag. Let's welcome him up out of Ridgeville, South Carolina, as Kyle Austin. Rolling out in the lead, side by side, guys. It's about time. 24-11 is what you need to take it over. If it's anything lighter, it goes to Laker. He's got it, 27 pounds and 8 ounces. And Kyle Austin is going to be your champion here at Santee Cooper. Round of applause for Laker Howell. Going to be a fantastic finish for him. And the second heaviest, unofficially second heaviest 3-day total in Bassmaster Open history is going to Kyle Austin with a 3-day total of 83 pounds and 7 ounces. And it was not easy. We were in the bushes. Your spot, I know, was an early morning spot. You got it done each day until today. I think you had 4, and you had to move around a little bit, and the lake didn't really make that easy to move around quickly today.
No, it's definitely, I'm glad we went today because I did not want to win on a cancellation. I actually wanted to get back out there and have a shot at catching another big bag. Yeah, my first spot, day 1, it was kind of slow. Caught a couple nice ones, kind of left there with like 17 pounds. And then I went to what we call the community trees, and there was nobody in the community that day. So I caught a 7-pounder there, got things rolling. And I mean, every day it's just gotten better and better, and it's when it's meant to be, it's meant to be because it's just crazy. I mean, I ran 3 miles a day to fish one cypress tree, and I caught a 7-8 off of it. So
it's always fun, not fun, but you tend to forget this. You're walking away with that $49,000, and you just punched your ticket to the 2025 Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Classic. Ray Roberts in Dallas-Fort Worth area, so we're classic bound.
Oh yeah, my whole family. I think they already got houses booked. They probably didn't tell me, but they're all fired up. I mean, it's gonna be a great time. I mean, that's definitely a dream of mine. It's a dream for a lot of people, and I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, my main goal is qualify for elites. I just want to fish for a living, and I'm lucky enough I get to do that out here. If y'all don't know, I actually run catfish charters out here as well as bass trips. My bass trips might have got a little bit more expensive. So I spend a lot of time out here. So, I mean, there's no place I'd rather have my first win than right here in this parking lot. So,
well, with it being your first win, let's make it official. Let's get John Johnson up here on behalf of St. Croix Rods. He's got the hardware. Grab that, John, and we're going to hold it up. And Manning, South Carolina, you've got a job to do. I need you to go crazy for your champion. He calls this place home. Get a quick picture. And hold that hardware high for Kyle Austin, your champion.